Welcome back to Beyond the Struggles, the place where we uncover the real stories behind legends. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and join us on this journey of resilience and inspiration. Every legend we know today started with a struggle. Jackie Chan was not born a star. He was born into chaos, forged in pain, and nearly broken by discipline. But through resilience, creativity, and relentless courage, he transformed himself from a poor kid in Hong Kong into a global icon loved by millions. This is his story. Every great story begins with hardship. And Jackie Chan's life was no exception. The year was 1954, post-war Hong Kong, a city bursting with noise, poverty, and survival. Families struggled to put food on the table, and for Charles and Lily Chan, the parents of a newborn baby boy, the struggle was overwhelming. That baby was Chan Kong-sang. The world would one day know him as Jackie Chan. But in those early days, he was just another child born into a city of chaos. Jackie's parents worked tirelessly as refugees. His father, Charles, was a cook. His mother, Lily, worked as a housemaid. But the burden of poverty was crushing. They could barely afford to raise their newborn. In fact, legend has it that his parents considered selling him to a wealthy British couple who offered to adopt him. Think about that, Jackie Chan almost given away at birth. But destiny refused. Jackie stayed with his parents, though the struggles never stopped. As Jackie grew, it became clear that his childhood would not be one of comfort. He was energetic, restless, and constantly in trouble. A child full of life, but too wild for his struggling parents to manage. At just 7 years old, his parents faced another heartbreaking choice. They decided to send Jackie away, not to another family this time, but to a strict boarding school in Hong Kong, the China Drama Academy. This was no ordinary school. It was run by Master Yu Jim Yuan, one of the most respected and most feared teachers of traditional Peking opera. And for Jackie, this decision would change everything. His childhood as he knew it was over. Life at the academy was brutal. Children trained from dawn until late at night. The discipline was merciless. Fail a move? You'd be beaten. Show weakness? You'd be punished. But this is where Jackie's true journey began. From the chaos of Hong Kong into the fire of discipline. And as harsh as it was, the opera house would forge Jackie into something unbreakable. This is where a boy from the streets began his transformation into a legend. When Jackie Chan entered the China Drama Academy at the age of 7, he stepped into a world that was more like a military camp than a school. The academy was led by Master Yu Jim Yuan, a man both feared and respected across Hong Kong. His goal was not to raise children, but to create elite performers. And to do that, he demanded everything: discipline, obedience, and pain. The daily routine was relentless. Before sunrise, Jackie and the other students would rise. First came stretching, pushing their young bodies to the limit. Splits, backbends, painful poses held for minutes on end. Then acrobatics, flips, rolls, high jumps. Mistakes were not tolerated. The training lasted from morning into night. 12 to 18 hours a day, 6 days a week. And every movement had to be perfect. But it wasn't just the physical toll. Discipline was enforced through fear. If Jackie failed to complete a move, or if his form wasn't sharp enough, punishment followed. Harsh beatings, shouted insults, sometimes worse. Many children broke under this pressure. Some ran away. Others gave up entirely. But Jackie endured. He learned to hide his pain behind a smile. To keep going even when his body screamed at him to stop. Slowly, the wild, restless boy was being reshaped into something stronger. At the academy, Jackie wasn't just trained in martial arts. He was taught singing, acting, tumbling, and weapon handling. This was the world of Peking opera, a performance tradition that demanded perfection in every detail. And though Jackie may not have realized it at the time, these long years of suffering were building the foundation for his future career. His timing, his rhythm, his acrobatic ability, his physical comedy. All of it came from these endless days at the opera house. Still, childhood slipped away. While other kids were playing in the streets, Jackie lived a life of discipline and bruises. But he wasn't alone. Alongside him trained other boys who would later become famous stuntmen and actors in their own right. Together, they formed bonds of brotherhood forged through shared suffering. It was within these walls that Jackie Chan's resilience was born. The lessons he learned here would stay with him forever. Pain is temporary. Discipline is strength. And no performance is worth doing unless you give it everything. This brutal environment shaped Jackie into a human weapon. But when the Opera Academy eventually shut down, Jackie, still just a teenager, was thrust back into the real world. A world where survival depended not on perfection in training, but on finding a place in the harsh and uncertain world of cinema. When the doors of the China Drama Academy finally closed, Jackie Chan stepped out into the real world. 4 years he had lived under the strict discipline of Master Yu Jimyuan. Now, with no opera house, no daily training, and no structure, Jackie was left with a terrifying question. What now? He had skills, acrobatics, martial arts, acting. But skills don't guarantee opportunity. As a teenager, Jackie tried to find work in Hong Kong's booming but chaotic film industry. He took whatever came his way, small parts, background roles, even uncredited appearances. If you blinked, you'd miss him. In some films, he was just another face in a crowd. In others, a nameless fighter who appeared for seconds before being knocked down. It wasn't glamorous. The opera house had promised a future of performance and respect. But outside those walls, Jackie discovered the industry was ruthless. Roles were inconsistent, pay was low, and recognition was non-existent. He worked as a stuntman, doubling for more famous actors. He performed dangerous falls, high jumps, and brutal hits, all without applause, all without his name in the credits. Day after day, he risked injury for almost nothing in return. But Jackie refused to quit. Every fall was a lesson. Every rejection was fuel. He was learning the unspoken rules of the stunt world. Survive, adapt, and make yourself unforgettable. Even in these early days, Jackie showed flashes of something different. He didn't just take a punch, he added personality to it. He didn't just fall, he made the fall spectacular. He was building his identity piece by piece, even if the world wasn't watching yet. Still, life outside the spotlight was hard. Jackie faced long stretches without steady work. His body ached from injuries. His future was uncertain. But instead of breaking him, these years of struggle toughened him. He learned humility. He learned persistence. And most importantly, he learned that if he wanted to succeed, he couldn't rely on others to hand him opportunities. He would have to carve his own path. Jackie Chan's early years in film were not about fame. They were about survival. But in those forgotten roles, in the pain of rejection, and in the grind of stunt work, the seeds of greatness were being planted. The boy from the opera house was preparing to transform into something greater. And soon he would find himself stepping into the most dangerous job in Hong Kong cinema, the world of professional stuntmen. In the 1970s, Hong Kong cinema was unlike anything in the world. Action films were exploding in popularity. The audience wanted danger, real danger. And that meant the stunt world was brutal. There were no safety nets, no CGI, no wires to break a fall. Stuntmen risked their lives for every single scene. Broken bones were common. Death was always a possibility. This was the world Jackie Chan entered. At first, he was just another nameless stunt performer. Paid little, asked to do what others wouldn't. He was kicked, thrown, slammed into walls, and tossed from rooftops. But Jackie didn't blend in. He stood out. Where others played it safe, Jackie went bigger. Where others performed a fall, Jackie made it spectacular, adding flips, spins, and comedy. He wasn't just surviving the stunt world. He was reinventing it. Soon, directors began to notice. Jackie wasn't just a body willing to take risks. He was an artist. Every punch, every crash, every fall, he made it look unique. He brought timing, rhythm, and even humor into moments of violence. But Jackie's rise wasn't easy. Studios didn't quite know what to do with him. They tried to market him as the next Bruce Lee, hoping he could fill the gap left by the martial arts legend. The problem? Jackie was nothing like Bruce Lee. Where Bruce Lee was fierce, controlled, and deadly serious, Jackie was playful, clumsy, and full of energy. Audiences didn't buy it. The films failed. Jackie's attempt to fit into Bruce's shadow nearly destroyed his career before it began. But instead of quitting, Jackie made a decision that would define his entire future. He would stop trying to be someone else. He would be Jackie Chan. And Jackie's way was different. He combined martial arts with slapstick comedy. He treated fights not as displays of anger, but as carefully choreographed performances. He used props, ladders, chairs, even household items, turning every fight scene into something audiences had never seen before. And most importantly, he made himself the punchline. He wasn't the invincible hero who never got hit. He was the underdog, the clumsy fighter who stumbled, struggled, and somehow still won. The audience loved it. And for the first time, Jackie Chan began to carve out his own path. But with creativity came risk. Jackie's stunts weren't just dangerous, they were insane. From leaping off moving vehicles, to falling from multi-story buildings, Jackie pushed his body to the limit again and again. Every scar told a story. Every injury was proof of his dedication. And slowly, Jackie was no longer just a stuntman. He was becoming the daredevil that audiences couldn't take their eyes off of. The boy trained in pain at the Opera House was now redefining what it meant to be an action star. Still, his true breakthrough was yet to come. And soon, one film would take Jackie's unique style of comedy and action and launch him into the spotlight forever. By the late 1970s, Jackie Chan had survived the harshest training of the Opera House, endured rejection as a stuntman, and even faced failure as an actor when studios tried to brand him as the next Bruce Lee. But Jackie knew deep inside, he couldn't be Bruce Lee. He didn't have Bruce's fierce stare. He didn't have his deadly serious presence. And more importantly, he didn't want to. If Jackie Chan was going to succeed, he would have to stop living in someone else's shadow and create something that was entirely his own. Jackie asked himself a question no one in Hong Kong cinema had dared before. What if action could make people laugh? It was a bold idea. At the time, martial arts films were serious, gritty, and full of intensity. Heroes didn't joke. They didn't stumble. They didn't get hit in the face with chairs. But Jackie wasn't like other heroes. He was playful, mischievous, and naturally funny. So he decided to embrace it. And that decision changed everything. In 1978, Jackie starred in a film that would define his style forever, Drunken Master. Here, Jackie played Wong Fei-hung, a young and reckless fighter who learns the bizarre but powerful art of drunken boxing. It was different, it was daring, and it was hilarious. Audiences saw Jackie stumbling, swaying, falling to the ground, and then springing back up with incredible skill. They laughed, they cheered, and they couldn't look away. Drunken Master was a box office smash, and for the first time, Jackie Chan wasn't a copy of someone else. He was Jackie Chan, the master of action comedy. But Jackie's style wasn't just about making people laugh. Every fight scene was carefully choreographed like a dance. Timing was everything. He used props, benches, tables, bottles, to turn fights into creative performances. And unlike most action stars, Jackie didn't pretend to be invincible. He slipped. He struggled. He got hurt. He was the underdog audiences could root for. It was authentic. It was human. And it was revolutionary. This wasn't an accident. It was the result of everything Jackie had lived through. The discipline of the Opera House gave him timing. The pain of stunt work gave him courage. The failures of his early career gave him wisdom. And all of it came together in one unique formula. Action. Comedy. Heart. From that moment, Jackie Chan was no longer chasing someone else's legacy. He was building his own. And with each new film, each new stunt, and each new laugh, his name grew louder across Asia. But Jackie wasn't satisfied with just conquering Hong Kong. He had a bigger dream. He wanted to conquer Hollywood. By the mid-1980s, Jackie Chan had conquered Asia. He was a superstar in Hong Kong. His name synonymous with daring stunts, inventive fight scenes, and comedy that left audiences roaring with laughter. But one dream remained: Hollywood, the biggest stage in the world. And Jackie was ready to take it. Jackie's first attempts were rough. Films like The Big Brawl and The Protector were his early introductions to American audiences. But the response was disappointing. Why? Because Hollywood didn't understand distance, innovation, and staying true to yourself. Jackie's creativity made him stand apart. He didn't just fight enemies, he fought the environment. Tables, ladders, chairs, poles, walls, everything became part of the performance. His fights were no longer just action, they were storytelling. Comedy, drama, and danger all blended seamlessly, creating moments audiences would never forget. But the cost of authenticity was real. Jackie lived with pain as a constant companion. Each injury was a reminder of the dedication required to entertain the world. But he believed that the audience deserved nothing less than the real thing. No shortcuts, no tricks, just courage. The art of Jackie Chan's impossible stunts is more than spectacle. It is philosophy. It teaches us that greatness requires risk, that mastery is born from pain, that dedication is measured not by applause, but by what you endure in silence. And it's this unbreakable spirit that makes Jackie Chan a legend, not just in cinema, but in the human story of perseverance. Jackie Chan's story isn't just about stunts, laughter, or box office hits. It's about heart, purpose, and giving back. Even as his fame reached global heights, Jackie never forgot his roots, or the struggles that shaped him. Over the decades, Jackie has donated millions to causes that matter: education, disaster relief, Environmental protection. From building schools for underprivileged children to supporting victims of natural disasters, Jackie's generosity has touched countless lives. But he doesn't seek recognition. He believes that giving is part of being human, a responsibility, not a choice. Jackie's impact isn't limited to philanthropy. Through the Jackie Chan stunt team, he has trained and mentored the next generation of performers. He teaches them not only martial arts and stunts, but also discipline, creativity, and safety. In doing so, Jackie ensures that his unique brand of action, one that blends humor, danger, and heart, lives on for decades to come. Beyond the screen and beyond the stunts, Jackie Chan has become a cultural icon. He represents perseverance, humility, and resilience. He shows the world that true success is not measured by fame or fortune, but by the lives you touch, the knowledge you pass on, and the courage to follow your own path. Jackie Chan's legacy is not just in films, it is in the hearts of those he inspires. Young actors, stunt performers, fans across the world, they see in Jackie someone who refused to give up, someone who turned pain into art, and someone who used his success to help others rise beyond their struggles. And perhaps the greatest lesson from Jackie Chan's life is this: greatness is not just about what you achieve for yourself. It is about what you leave behind. The skills, the values, the courage, and the inspiration you pass on. Jackie Chan reminds us that beyond the action, beyond the fame, the true measure of a life well lived is the difference you make in the world. Jackie Chan's story is not just about stunts, films, or fame. It is a story of resilience, creativity, and relentless perseverance. From a poor boy in post-war Hong Kong, to a child enduring the brutality of the China Drama Academy, to a young stuntman risking life and limb for every scene, Jackie's life has been defined by struggle. And yet, it is that very struggle that shaped him into a legend. Jackie Chan's impact goes beyond the screen. He has inspired generations of actors, stunt performers, and fans across the globe. He has shown that discipline and creativity can overcome even the harshest beginnings. He has used his fame and fortune to make a difference, supporting charities, mentoring young talent, and advocating for causes he believes in. But perhaps the most important lesson from Jackie's life is this: greatness is not about avoiding pain or failure. It is about embracing them. It is about falling, getting back up, and continuing to pursue your dreams with heart and courage. Jackie's life teaches us that our struggles do not define us. They prepare us. They forge our character. They give us the tools to turn ambition into achievement. So what does Jackie Chan leave behind for the world? A legacy of daring action. A legacy of laughter and joy. A legacy of humanity and generosity. And most importantly, a legacy of hope. Hope that no matter where you start, no matter how many times you fail, about copying others. It is about embracing your uniqueness, working tirelessly, and refusing to give up. Pain, failure, and rejection are not the end. They are the beginning of greatness. So when life challenges you, when the path seems impossible, think of Jackie. Get up, keep moving, take risks, and pour your heart into everything you do. From a humble boy in Hong Kong to a global icon, Jackie Chan proves that beyond every struggle lies the potential to become legendary. Your story can be next.